Stop doing this. You're literally screwing yourself over. Hey guys, how's it going? Justin here from Walts, and today I want to help you in your online electronics shopping journey. Whether it's TVs, soundbars, or speakers, I want to help you make the best educated purchase, and hopefully throughout this video you'll be able to pick up on some industry secrets and some things that could really help you. Quick disclaimer, this video isn't to shame you or scare you when going to purchase electronics online, but instead to better equip you with the knowledge necessary to make the best purchasing decision. So without further ado, let's jump right into it. So first, I think it would be helpful if we added a little bit of history and some context, which will make it a little bit easier to understand. I know I already introduced myself, but let's go a little bit deeper. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Justin. I create all the content from start to finish that you will see on this channel. I work for Walts TV, a family TV business, and we've been around since 1957. I've been around TVs my whole life and in the industry as long as I've been able to legally work. And yes, I said we've been around since 1957. We've done a really cool history video if you want to go check that out. I don't want to talk too much about that. Main point is we've seen a lot in this industry. Now, we at Walts were actually one of the first few sellers on Amazon to really embrace selling on Amazon before it was really a thing, before it was what it was today. We were selling TVs on there and we really had no idea or vision of how far it would go. So it's crazy to see where it is today. But again, I mean, that was the early 2000s and a lot has changed. So there's a few main topics that I want to cover, but I really just want to set up, expectations and, give you a good understanding of what it's like to buy a TV online and what the important things are that you should keep in mind. So with that being said, the first topic I want to cover is warranties. Nowadays, for most consumer electronics across all industries, you get a 1-year manufacturer warranty, and it's going to cover just about everything outside of course, physical damage. Now, if the company or the product isn't willing to at least include a 1-year warranty, then I would just completely stay away from that. I know 1 year seems like a short amount of time, but it has become the industry standard, and sometimes you'll see some better warranties built into products like 3 years or 5 years if you're looking at like an LG G4. I think it's important to kind of know what kind of warranty your product comes with. Now, obviously, you don't ever want to have to use a warranty, but it's important to understand how it works in the case that you do. In the first year of purchase, assuming it's a non-physical issue, the screen goes out or there's no power or it's starting to, produce dead pixels, all of this should be covered under that manufacturer 1-year warranty. Now, with that being said, it doesn't mean that you can just call the manufacturer or call the seller and demand a replacement because your TV is broken. The manufacturer or the seller are going to most likely ask you for the serial number on the back of the TV and look to the best way of assisting you on the technical side of things. And do keep in mind, there's lots of issues that do occur that don't mean the TV's broken. If you have an external device, or maybe the HDMI cable's bent, or maybe your Wi-Fi signal is just not strong enough because you don't have a modem nearby. It could be as simple as a power reset, but you don't know that, and the manufacturer or the seller doesn't know that, so they're going to take the necessary steps to, try to figure out what's wrong. With that being said, read up a little bit. Try to figure this out on your own. I know it kind of sounds like an annoying thing to do, but it could end up saving you time and avoid going through the warranty process if it's as simple as a power reset, right? See if other people are having the same issue and how they dealt with it, because if you just get a brand new TV because it's broken and then it just doesn't work again, that's just going to be a big waste of time and you're not going to figure out what the root cause is. And if you're not super tech savvy, that's okay. Manufacturers have great support lines, and again, Google, Reddit, they're great resources for trying to figure out how to troubleshoot your TV. Here at Walts, we understand that struggle, and we do offer free in-house tech support, which not a lot of other retailers offer, so something that we're proud of, and if you do buy a TV through us, that's what you get. Now, I think a big thing that people forget when an issue does arise is attitude. You have to understand that any defects with your TV or soundbar are not by design. It's a defect. You should have a working product, but sometimes it doesn't. So just because yours is not working the way it's supposed to doesn't mean that the product sucks or the manufacturer sucks. It just means that you might have gotten a lemon. The faster that you adapt a positive mindset, the easier the process is going to be. So just be nice to the seller or the manufacturer because the karma will pay off in the end. So as far as the process of the actual warranty and how it gets laid out, if you've tried to figure out some stuff on your own, you're going to call the manufacturer and say, hey, look, this is my problem. I've tried doing this, this, and this, and I really just think that, this is the issue, or I have no idea what the issue is. And then they'll walk you through some steps. If they can't figure it out over the phone, then they're going to set up a local technician in the area to come visit your house for free and assess the problem. At that point, it will be up to them to determine whether the problem can be fixed with a simple part replacement or if something bigger is the problem and you might just need a full-on replacement. It doesn't matter if your cousin Jerry is super technical and can figure out that it's defective. They still need to send a technician that's licensed to verify. All right, so now that you know how the manufacturer warranty works, let's talk about other options. There are many options for extended warranties if you want to extend that coverage beyond the year that you get with the manufacturer. I think the biggest question for most people is what is the point or the threshold in which it becomes worth it or not worth it to get a warranty? And honestly, it's kind of a tough question. I think first it's important to understand that all electronics across the board, not just in this industry, but all electronics have gotten a decrease in quality over the last 10 to 20 years. Things are just not built the way they used to be, and part of that's due to the mass production. We've just tried to make so much for everybody so that everybody can have a piece of the pie and it be somewhat affordable. But yeah, essentially they're just not built to last 10, 20, 50, years like they used to be. So, if there ever has been a time that it makes more sense to get an extended warranty, I would say now is that time. This is the way that I like to look at it. Let's say you have just purchased your brand new, large screen, 75, 85, 98 inch TV, and it was $3,000 and you're super excited. If your TV breaks in 366 days and it's not covered, can you afford to drop another $3,000 on that same TV or something similar to replace what you had? If the answer is yes, then I guess don't even worry about it. But if the answer is no, you don't want to spend another $3,000, then that's where I think the warranty is probably the best bet. They're typically not that expensive and they cover the whole value of your TV. So it's just overall a really good investment, especially with, just how fragile they are today. There are lots of options there. And if you're currently shopping for a TV or you're looking for a deal, just email me at youtube@walts.com and I'll be sure to hook you up. Also, we do offer a 6-year extended warranty, which nobody else offers, so cool little thing there. But with that being said, I think it pretty much wraps up everything with warranties. If I missed anything, then, let me know, but I think I checked all the boxes. That was a pretty long section of the video. Oh, and if you guys are enjoying the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. It really does help me out. Now, let's talk shipping. Most soundbars are going to come the normal way, either on an Amazon, UPS, or FedEx truck straight to your door. However, with TVs, it's a little bit different. If it's 55-inch TV, it's most likely going to come via a normal truck. However, when you get to 65, depending on height and weight, sometimes they come normal truck, sometimes they come freight truck. Anything larger than a 65-inch is 100% going to come on a freight truck. The last thing I recommend is buying a really big $4,000 TV and then just letting it show up. Just because it's that easy to click purchase and get it to your door doesn't mean you should just stop there. I would highly, highly, highly recommend calling the company that you buy it from and ask them, hey, what should I be expecting for delivery? And also if they have any tracking information. Most freight companies, you can find out when they're going to deliver it if you call them, but sometimes they don't call you. So it's nice to just, have that expectation set when you purchase the TV. Also, most freight companies will not drop that TV off unless you sign off for it. So it's important that you be there for delivery. And another reason it's important to be there is damage. If they go to deliver the TV and you're there, you notice that, hey, there's some chunks off the side of this box. It looks like it's been beat up, looks like it's been dropped. I want to refuse this shipment. That way you don't even have to deal with it coming into your house, being broken, and then having to go through the return process. It's likely that they'll want to pressure you to take it because they have other deliveries to do, but it's your right as a purchaser to deny the shipment. There's a reason they need a signature for it, because once you sign off for it, it makes it a whole lot harder to fight them and, get your monies back. So yeah, I mean, that pretty much covers it with warranties and shipping. The other thing I was maybe going to talk about was connectivity and my advice there, but I think that could be a whole nother video. So if you guys want to see that, make sure you leave a comment down in the comments section letting me know that you want to see that video, because I'll definitely look to do one of those. If you want to support us and me directly, you can visit our website at www.walts.com. Oh, and another thing that I kind of forgot to mention was make sure you're buying from an authorized seller like us. Doesn't have to be us, but make sure they're authorized, because if they're not authorized, they could be offering you discounts and things that you shouldn't be getting, and then you might not get a TV at your door. You might just pay $1,200 for a $2,000 TV and then get nothing. So you don't want to get ripped off. There's a reason there's authorized dealers. Make sure you check that. So with that being said, that's going to be everything for this video. Thank you guys for watching, and if you enjoyed the video, leave a like and subscribe. We'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you guys so much for making it to the end of the video. If this is a product that you're interested, make sure to email me at youtube@walts so I can get you a special YouTube discount. If you haven't already, subscribe for more videos like these, and we'll see you in the next one.